What's good? It's IQ Domino. In this video, I'm gonna be talking about breaking down the cycle of procrastination, failure, burnout, and all things that cause you to struggle to succeed, which causes disrespect, regret, self-sabotage, and unnecessary anxiety. But by the end of this video, I promise you will have the perspective and you'll have the knowledge that'll make you eager to gain back your power and your freedom. So I'm gonna be breaking this down into a few things. The first important thing is the way you think, the way you see the world. So you're gonna be digesting the way your perspective. You're gonna also digest your desires and how to deal with disappointment and how you self-evaluate, and overall making you more confident. So first things first is gonna be talking about the key to clarity, changing your perspective. Everything you think and believe should be serving you. When I say serving you, it should be causing you to get certain results in your life. So, in this way of thinking, I want y'all to be completely selfish. Ask yourself, why do I think this way? Whatever your thoughts is in your day-to-day, why do you think this way? Not where it come from. Like, when you think about why do I think this way, don't think about where did it come from. Think about what is the purpose, is it serving you now? You see, we're used to being programmed in our past, especially in schools, work, religion. Especially most of y'all 18 years of y'all lives, y'all been in class, y'all been in school. Therefore, you think a certain way because you have these certain beliefs, or because you grew up you was around this environment that caused you to believe and think certain ways. Therefore, causing you to have the results you have now. Just think about it. Whenever you were in school, you were in class, you wanted to study, you had to pass. Everything you had to do you had to work a certain way. As long as you did the work, you were going to get a result. In life, it's not that way. You can do the work and you can still not get the result because it's not set. So whenever you are in real life and you're going about things a certain way, not being able to get that result can cause you to have fear, have anxiety. Some people, they don't get started. Some people, they deal with failure once and they're done. Some people, they get depressed after one failure, causing you to stop moving, or might not cause you to not move at all. Where does this way of thinking come from? And why is it still there? You see, it's all designed for you to move in a certain way that's going to cause you to always spin back, causing you to spin back to basically doing the same patterns as you always done, doing the same things that you've always done, because your emotion is aligned to this way of thinking. And this is why I told y'all have to be more selfish, because you're thinking from a perspective of the outside world looking at you instead of you looking at the outside world. And what I mean by that is, when you are thinking about passing a grade, that is the outside world's judgment. Or if you were a church person, you went to church, and everybody in church just wants you to agree with them. Agreeing with them is an outside source. It's not about you agreeing and finding out more about yourself. So you have to be selfish to align yourself to get the desire that you want. And most of the world will not want you to move this way. So I want y'all to watch this little clip and really take in what I'm saying, because this should remind me of like one of my childhood heroes, Ezio Auditores from Assassin's Creed. Should be playing the clip.
Taught me to look past my instincts. They never preached answers, but guided me to learn from myself. We don't need anyone to tell us what to do. Not Savonarola, not the Medici. We are free to follow our own path. There are those who will take that freedom from us. Too many of you gladly give it. But it is our ability to choose whatever you think is true that makes us human. There is no book or teacher to give you the answers, to show you the path. Choose your own way. Do not follow me or anyone else.
Let's choose what we believe, and it will cause us to see the world in a certain way that will produce our desires, produce the results that we want. Now y'all might be asking, how do y'all find this way of thinking? How do y'all find these beliefs? And I get it. You feel me? But y'all have to actually go search for that. Y'all gotta actually learn, because this video, I can't give y'all everything in this video. Is just, I'll be, I don't know you. Whoever listen, I don't know you, brother. You know what I'm saying? I'm just giving you game. But you gotta go search for it. You gotta go learn it. And you gotta go decide what you believe by doing and exercising that way of thinking, just to get the result that you want. It's all about reprogramming the way you think to get what you want. Now, I know how this sounds very unorthodox, but it's up to you to decide. Which means once you get the result, or once you see that this belief that you're thinking is going to work for you, you now can decide and say to yourself, this is what I'm sticking with, and you're going to follow it because you've proven it to yourself. Don't just sit back and believe what people say. Don't just sit back and hear information and then say, oh yeah, I'm done and this is all what it takes. No, go prove it to yourself that is right, and you will believe it in a way that you're going to move on it without thinking about it. Now, even though you have this new concept of reality of why you need to change your way of thinking, going down that path is still a struggle. It's not easy. It's like walking up a damn mountain, bro. So you got to understand this one concept. Failure is guaranteed. The more you grow, the more you know why. Failure isn't always fun either, bro. Like from my personal experience, I remember when I was boxing, man. When I first got into boxing, when I first walked into that gym, I had a high energy, a high motor, man. Let's go, man. I saw other people that were sparring. I just wanted to get in that ring and see what I got, And the first guy I sparred, I did pretty good. I hit him with a couple jabs, hit him with a couple right hooks, left hooks, got around some punches, dodged some punches, kept my feet moving, and I was in decent shape at the time. So I did good. By the time I got into the second fight, second sparring match, the guy hit me with a hard right, and I'm gonna be honest, when he hit me, my eyes flashed white. Goddamn, my legs went noodle. It wasn't fun anymore. It was not fun anymore. I was like, it wasn't fun no more. But with that being my first day, it was just a two concept of understanding. Most guys that came in on that first day, they weren't there by the second month or the second week. Some guys weren't there the second week. So what I realized is, what kept me going was understanding that I am learning how to box. In order to learn how to box, I'm learning to be a great boxer. I'm learning to be great at fighting. I have to get my ass whooped a couple times for me to be a great boxer. I have to be able to get hit in the face and still want to fight while being a boxer. But if I'm being honest, when he hit me with that hard right, I lost a lot of confidence. I had to learn to build myself back up to not only get confident in sparring again, but to gain that certainty in myself to throw a jab, which led to me throwing better, which led to me wanting to figure out how to throw better jabs, which led to me being more precise with jabs, what made me want to learn more about my footwork. In that same turn, when I fought against the guy again, it was like, God damn, man, I see the improvement, I see the work. When I fought against everybody again, they were like, damn, you're not the same person. It's because I learned. If I didn't have an understanding of learning, I would have quit. You see, it's not about the reward of being able to whip people's ass. It's not even about the reward of everybody saying that you're good at doing what you're doing. It's about learning to get yourself to the point where you want to be. But I understand one thing that I believe most guys did not. You listen to great people, and greatness will be in you. You listen to bums, a bum will be in you. Be careful who you listen to. This is the biggest key when it comes down to failing and growing or getting what you desire and dealing with disappointment. You have to be able to consistently tell yourself, I am learning. Therefore, you will always grow and grow and grow and grow. And before you know it, you'll be the motherfucker you want to be. Because you'll understand why you do what you do. You'll understand why you think what you think. And you'll think in a way that will constantly produce results. The same way how I had to learn my confidence, what made me more confident in every punch I threw, versus the guy who never came to the gym again. The difference is that I listened to people around me who were great, and he didn't listen at all. He just talked. Some guys, they only listen to guys who were just as new as them. So you got to keep in mind, man, you got to surround yourself around people. But more importantly than that, when you're on social media, when you're watching YouTube, you got to realize, bro, your mind is taking that shit in. And you can literally program yourself to make things easy on yourself or harder on yourself. Just be careful who you listen to. Now, your self-evaluation game has to be high. You know what I'm saying? Like, your sensitivity, your attentiveness to yourself has to be incredibly high. Understanding your emotions and always listening to what you're thinking. It'll cause you to feel driven. It'll cause you to feel accepted. It'll make you more confident. You know what I'm saying? But you have to be honest. If you lie or reject what's going on in your mind, you'll be delusional, blinding you to the truth. You know what I'm saying? So whenever you for example, whenever you're thinking, accepting yourself, the good things and the things that you question, this allows you to see the thoughts enough to have like a self-conversation, and it'll basically change your beliefs. Like by you questioning those things about yourself, what's going on in your mind, you'll start being like, why do I think this? You know, and you'll start having that conversation with yourself, and you will never think the same after you have that conversation with yourself. You know what I'm saying? And you'll just start exercising it subconsciously, honestly. So between the way you thinking and your feelings, I gotta break this down for y'all to really understand. But if you feeling like disappointment, it's a lot of times where your aim probably wasn't really about you. By maintaining and keeping the aim on you, you'll never really position yourself to be disappointed. You know what I'm saying? All disappointment is setting an expectation that, you know, you a progress that's outside of yourself. When your progress is always about your internal, it will always cause you to actually continuously grow. You know what I'm saying? But like for another example, let's say you frustrated or angry. Let's say you frustrated. If you're frustrated, a lot of times you might feel like you aren't doing good enough for yourself. You know, you might feel like you could have done better. And that's a conversation you need to have with yourself. If you're feeling angry, a lot of times you might feel violated, or you might feel like, you know, things are just outside the wrong, like they're just wrong. You know, you might feel like you're losing control, or whatever the case might be. These are conversations that allow you to gain insight on yourself in a way that will cause you to grow. Because like once you start understanding why you do what you do, it's easy to understand control. Easy for you to have control because you have that conversation with yourself. But one of the key things is that you have to give yourself reasonable solutions, right? Things that you can actually do. Things that are practical, you know. And by you doing that, you give yourself the opportunity to see if your conclusions actually work, cause you to actually make progress. And like sometimes you can go learn it from somebody else, or you can read it in a book, watch it in a movie, and just by you practicing it, you can really see if it's real for yourself. You know what I'm saying? By you continuously doing that, as y'all can see, it's always about you seeing it for yourself, because you don't believe in things that you don't see any result of. You know what I'm saying? You gotta see something. If you ain't see nothing and you believe in it, you're delusional. You know, you're lying to yourself. You don't want to lie to yourself. You know, you want to actually be proven these things about yourself. So overall, as y'all can see, by you having like this mindset, you're basically proving to yourself why you should believe what you believe, instead of you going off of what you've been programmed to believe, which is previously learned, previously taught. You know, whether they be your family members, whether it be schools, churches. You know, a lot of times, man, you've been taught these things, and by you thinking that that is not cool, it'll cause you to be less confident. Reality of it is that a lot of times, what you believe is true is wrong when it comes down to the results. For example, like a lot of guys, they believe if you're rich, you're doing something wrong, you're doing something bad, you have done something senile along the way. But the people who are actually rich are usually the most giving, the most rewarding, the kindest people that lead my. Now, of course, they got the guys out there that are bad, but for the majority that I've experienced, even if they're like asshole-ish, there's usually something about them that lets you know that their intentions are good. Their intentions are about progress. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's completely against what I've been brought up to believe, you know, or, you know, you can't, you know, having a guy who writing books, that's just a waste of time. A guy who making music, that's just a waste of time. That's a 1 in a million chance. There are guys who have literally only like 100,000, you know, views on Spotify, and they're getting a decent amount of money from that. They're getting like 10K, you know, every few months, 10K every quarter. That's a good amount of money to say you just sit in the studio making music. It's something you're doing for fun. So everything a lot of people are taught to believe is wrong. One of the biggest misconceptions is that if you're a guy who says things and speaks the truth, you'll be disliked. Yeah, you'll be disliked by some people, and it's also about the way you deliver it to people, you know, which is doing it in a respectful way. But at the end of the day, you want to speak and be real, because even if people aren't going to dislike you, there are going to be people who are going to really fuck with you and really like you, really love you for you being yourself, versus you setting yourself up to not do things and you not rewarding, and you're not getting the reward of being yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not getting what's actually attracted to you. And the thing about that is, the world is not really taught that. The world is taught, hey man, hold your silence. You know what I'm saying? Like, the world is taught, hey man, always be nice. You know, the world is taught that. But when you look at it in reality, some of the most extroverted, the most outgoing people who have like genuine circles and that accomplish big things, they all have the capability of being complete assholes. All of them. In them. Like, they exercise their ability to be complete assholes. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's just the reality. The reality of it is that what people believe is so, it's not always the case. It's just that they have been proven to believe that. And this is the reason why people feel like they're losing control. No, you're not losing your control. You're literally giving your control away. Like, you're literally giving it away. Like, whenever you are out and you're actually doing the task, and you're doing things and you're getting things done, you have to sit back and ask yourself and look at the real situation for what it is, which is you're taking responsibility for those things, and that's the reason why you're getting it done. But if you didn't take responsibility for it and you gave yourself every excuse of why it doesn't work, and you're looking in the past of why it didn't work, you're not giving yourself the opportunity to see what can work, therefore changing your whole belief system, changing everything that happens around you. You know, you literally give it away. You know, but what I've presented to y'all is just exercises and ways of thinking. It's literally just ways of thinking, principles that make you really look at what's real. And by you looking at what's real and you deciding and you talking to yourself, you're reminding yourself, hey man, I have the power of this. I'm in control of this. And that's going to cause you to make progress. Changing your future forever. Versus you saying, oh, I can't do this, I can't do that. Or you feeling these emotions, oh, I don't know what's going on with me. Nah, man, you have to talk to yourself. You have to evaluate this with yourself to find out what's going on with you. And you also have to outsource sometimes to find people who have been in positions that you have. This is why it's always been, spoken for you to go listen to people that are wise. When you listen to people that are wise, you give yourself the opportunity to learn something from somebody who have went through the similar experience from you. You won't do the same thing as them, or maybe you will. But the way you think about it won't be the same as them, even if y'all experienced the exact same thing and y'all did the exact same thing. It's literally impossible. Even if you take their exact lesson and do exactly what they tell you to do, you will not think the same as them after doing that. After doing the exact same thing. It will not happen. Because you are different from everybody else. You have to remind yourself that you are in control. Sometimes you really have to do that. Because by you evaluating, you understanding why, you understanding the purpose, you understand what's going on in your mind, why your mind ticking the way it does. You remind yourself that this is just a tool. These are things that's going on in my mind, and my tool has been influenced. You gotta understand that your tool that you have in your mind has been influenced, but it is not you. It's not you. It's just a tool. So you have to remind yourself sometimes when your mind is saying certain things and you question it, you can reprogram that tool to doing what you want it to do. It's all about feeding that subconscious mind and retraining that subconscious mind. And eventually you'll start roaming the path that you want to go down because you will not think the same way. And it's just trial and error. But that's all I got for y'all, man. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Leave a like if it was insightful for you. Subscribe. I drop videos like this all the time, man. That's all I got for y'all, man. Peace.